Undercover owner caught chef grilling burgers at 4 a.m. What he did next left him completely shocked. Jackson stepped into the restaurant like a shadow. No greetings, no lights, just the wet slap of his boots on tile and the low groan of the wind outside. Rain lashed the windows hard and cold, the kind of storm that kept decent people in bed. But Jackson wasn't here to rest. He was here to catch someone. The floor was still slick from the last mop. The place should have been asleep. But the scent stopped him. Grilled meat. He froze. That wasn't leftover grease. That was fresh. He followed it, quiet, careful breathing through his mouth. The smell thickened near the kitchen. And there he was, Eli, the night cook. Alone, focused, flipping burgers on a flat top grill like he was feeding a dinner rush. A dozen patties, maybe more. Buns toasting, fries bubbling, no tickets, no customers, no explanation. Jackson ducked behind the ice machine, heart hammering, watched in disbelief. What the hell was he doing? At 4 in the morning, Eli was cooking full meals for no one. No laughter, no chatter, just the hiss of meat and the low hum of a radio. And Jackson thought, if he's not selling this, who's he feeding? He stayed hidden, watching, waiting. And for the first time in years, he felt cold inside. Not from the rain, but from not knowing what he was about to uncover. 15 years ago, Jackson stood behind the same grill, grease on his hands, fire in his chest. He built Langford's Grill from nothing, just a busted diner, and a belief that food could mean something. He knew every recipe by heart, every name on payroll. Now he couldn't even remember the last time he touched a spatula. Instead, he sat in boardrooms, read numbers, listened to summaries. And lately, those numbers had started to whisper something ugly. Revenue down, wastage up. Inventory didn't add up. The night shift was bleeding money quietly, steadily. When he asked questions, all roads led to one man, Dave Morrison, his regional manager. Dave's answer was always the same. Seasonal shift, supply issues. Labor inconsistency, smooth, vague, unconvincing, and always the same name. Eli Torres, the quiet cook on the night shift, the one no one really knew. He keeps to himself, Dave had said. Strange guy, probably skimming off stock. Jackson didn't want to believe it, but he didn't dismiss it either. The numbers were real, so was the loss. That's when he made the decision to come back, to go undercover. He crafted a fake resume. Dyed his hair darker, wore second-hand work boots, signed in as Mike Lang night janitor. Not to save the company, not to lead, but to catch someone. He didn't know Eli. Not really. He only remembered a new hire file from months back. A veteran. Minimal references. Clean background, but quiet. Too quiet. According to Dave. Jackson didn't argue. He just watched. And as the days passed, one truth settled in his mind. Whatever was wrong with the night shift started in that kitchen. And if Eli was stealing from him from the business he built, he'd know soon enough. And he'd deal with it himself. Eli never came late. Not once. He clocked in at exactly 11:59 p.m. and clocked out at 6:01 a.m. Without fail, without variation, no hells, no small talk. He nodded to Janet. The shift manager kept his head down and disappeared into the kitchen. Janet had worked there for 8 years. She'd seen every kind of worker, lazy ones, loud ones, good ones who burned out. But Eli made her uneasy. Not because he was rude, because he was empty. He's like a ghost. She told Jackson once, you feel him walk by, but never really see him. Jackson started watching the cameras. Not obsessively. Just enough. Eli had patterns, rituals almost. He washed his hands 5 times. Before touching anything. 5 times every shift. Same order, same timing. He tied his apron in 2 loops, double knotted, tight. And once the front doors were locked for the night, he'd play the same radio station. Never music, just one song on repeat, soft, slow, old, the kind you only hear in funeral homes or in dreams. Twice Jackson caught Eli standing in front of the window by the freezer. Just standing. No phone, no cigarette, no motion. Just staring into the empty parking lot. Sometimes for 10 minutes, once for over an hour, still as a statue, like he was waiting for someone to arrive or someone to come back. Jackson wrote it off at first. Fatigue, routine, maybe trauma. But then Eli did it again and again. Same time, same window, same silence.